What up? What up? What up? YouTube. What's the word? What's the word? What's the word? Shout out to Lapeef. I love y'all conversations, man. Sometimes it get out of hand, but at the end of the day, y'all still keep it on topic. I wanted to cover this one. Um, the message here is we do not listen to each other enough. We get too offended by everything. But let's not even do all the sad stuff. Let's get straight into the clip.
That he's not talking about relationship. He talking about period. Because women don't run society. They don't build businesses. They don't run infrastructure. So for a man
they
to
reproduce,
say,
it wouldn't be. We can't populate without women.
We understand that. I'm not removing. Okay, and I said this when I had my soliloquy. We need y'all for intimacy, procreation, and expansion of the family.
It's a necessity.
Removing that, it's value set. But when a woman says I don't need a man, and to your point, she's referring to relationally. They don't say that part. Men don't have the ability to say we don't need men because that'd be a lie. We know that we can't win the championship without other men. We can't win the war without other men. We can't progress in society without men. We actually respect men more than y'all respect men, and your very survival is predicated on our existence.
So I agree with you, Naomi, that a lot of times you do hear women, say, I don't need a man, or I want a man, but you don't hear men say that. Men typically say, I need a woman. In this space, I beg to differ. I do hear that a lot about, men saying that they don't need a woman either. But more along the line, and I guess y'all can answer that more so. What do men need women for?
That's gonna depend very much on that man's plan and vision he has for his life. But typically, if we're being honest, the survival of a man is not predicated on a woman's existence, and to need a woman to do that, health, on a health level, right? But it's different. Most men, I think, when they're approaching relationships, they're operating from a place of like truly emotions, spirituality, the intangibles of sorts. Women bring nothing to men that they need, like truly need. I think the hierarchies of need is very basic. It's spelled out for humans, but that's going to be predicated on that man. We tend to give women a lot more value than they have, but because it's valuable to us. So what make value be valuable? I lighticated on what I decide because
I want to say something real quick. I believe what he's speaking about is things like housing, shelter, food, water, maintenance, doctor's visits, cleaning, cooking, making sure if a storm comes or there's trouble, we pretty much know how to do all of that without them. But at the end of the day, I disagree that we don't need women, because unless you're just one of them people who don't want a legacy, I understand. And you can just go online and get your nut off and maybe watch you a movie here or there and maybe purchase the box if that's what you prefer. I see your point there, but this whole thing, we do need each other for various reasons, even just off of the strength that, what, I'm gonna hold back for that one. Now let me get him his bars off.
I picked her. I had a vision, so I need her to fulfill this, and then in turn, that is it's valuable or invaluable. But Yeah, that's what it is. It's the conjunction of family. Other than that, men typically could live their entire life, in my opinion, and have no need for women outside of the moments of passion and things of that nature.
So you disagree with Naomi?
In what way?
Because she said that men don't say that.
Men typically don't say, well, okay, men may say it because when Naomi said it and I heard it, I think men may say it and it means something different than when women say it. Because typically when women are saying, they're referring to survival. They're referring to him bringing and elevating her life and sustaining it. When men say it, this is true. Men don't need a woman because women are not in the position normally to revive a man's life. So when they're saying it, that's what they're saying it from. Maybe it is.
Thank you. There is two different sides to that. Y'all don't need us, and you have like this inflated ego and attitude because you make money and you make a significant amount more than a lot of the average dude. So because you base most of your life off of money and that type of sustenance versus spirituality, chemistry, having that nuclear household, that relationship dynamic. Y'all don't really look at relationships the same way men look at the potential for relationships. So of course, when you say you don't need him, is because essentially you can buy everything for yourself. If we can't buy it for you, we ain't no good. That's what this really boils down to. When a man says it, it ain't the same because, well, shit, I can do everything around the house myself. If I want to have my playtime, I can just pay for it. That and don't even mention the fact that y'all made it readily accessible on social media, sex sales everywhere. You don't really have to have the person in your bed 24 hours a day. You, on the other hand, it's going to bite y'all in the butt because you swear that you can just buy your way through life. But the things that we can do without you, you can't. So you're going to have to call a man to do it.
Ego, maybe it's pride, but that's what they're kind of irrefutable.
So through observation, I agree with everybody's point on it. Everybody had good points, the ladies, right? Because we're the only people who can really speak on that. You're asking a woman, right? But if you look at right, I have a man checking for us and we will not give him an opportunity, which means you don't need it that much. You understand? Because I need to eat. I'm hungry is a need, so I'm going to eat. But if you have a man who is checking for you and you are saying no, and you're like, because I think if like you just stated in your argument, true, there's a reason why you need a woman, right? There's a need every day, right? Only 30% of Black women are even married. So majority of them have to do it daily, right? Men, right? When it comes to what they bring to society and to the world. We appreciate that. Yes, we need men for that. But we're just talking about romantic relationship. Women who want women.
I totally
Can I have a question? A lot of these men that's checking for you guys are the type of men that you don't want.
Answer the question. Damn.
Like most of them.
Why do y'all do that shit? Why do you do it? Just answer the fucking question. I know why you're doing it though, but like you're not getting out or over nobody when you try to divert from what is actually being asked of you. You know he's not talking about you specifically. Nobody on these panels are usually doing that unless they ask you specifically. You know what he's talking about. You're not interested in the dude that's making advances towards you, but they make y'all feel good about yourself, so you categorize them as options, but they're not. They're just there to gas you up. That's all it really is. You could be honest about the shit though, my nigga.
I'm just saying, like, in regards to if this was your dream guy, so to speak, right? A lot of women would go for that.
So that's not. So we're not talking about dreams here. Everybody will go for their dream partner. That's the problem. That's the one, right?
But if he checks the list off of the type of man that a lot of women say that they want, right? And don't mean if he checks the box off, she's gonna typically go for him, right?
She's gonna jump on it.
So, with that being said, that doesn't come. That doesn't fall under the in that sense, right?
But that's the reason why. Like, I'm glad. Shan, you put the conversation. I don't think is fluid in the sense that men need men to survive, right? Finding it, we're landing it and putting it under the confines of a relationship. And that's why I said when a man says, I don't need a woman, that he's not talking about relationship. He's talking about period. Because women don't structure. So for a man
they
to
reproduce, we can't populate without women.
We understand that. I'm not removing. Okay, so and I said this when I had my soliloquy. We need y'all for intimacy, procreation, and expansion of family.
It's a necessity.
Removing that, it's value set. But when a woman says I don't need a man, and to your point, she's referring to relationally. They don't say that part. Men don't have the ability to say we don't need men because that'd be a lie. We know that we can't win the championship without other men. We can't win the war without other men. We can't progress in society without men. We actually respect men more than y'all respect men, and your very survival is predicated on our existence. We only need so many women to populate the earth in a sense.
But you need a woman.
Again, I'm not when we're saying that we want a woman, it's for a particular reason, and typically it's something in the confines of intimacy, intangible things. But y'all do not benefit us in a survival-like basis. Almost.
Yeah, we're not looking for you to buy us a home and build us a car and discover fire or none of that shit like that. We want love. We want affection. We want a wife. We want that comfort. We want that nurturing, that nature, that femininity. We don't come to you looking for Hulk Hogan or Brock Lesnar. You know what he's talking about. Because men operate biologically on a different spectrum than you. You're not men, but you're trying to equate it to being a man. That's what this really is. Look, y'all got all types of emotional damage. You pissed off that you did what you did in your time span with these different dudes. They fried your brain, and now you got all of these high standards and expectations, and you're mad at the world because of who you decided to be attracted to. That's all that is, man. When you say you're not attracted to, or you don't need their emotional, relational part, you're lying to yourself. You need us to keep all of this running, but you so damaged and hurt and fucked up, you don't want to invest your heart no more. Come on. Can I get an amen?
On any metric. And that's the difference. And I think that's why it's like laughable when women say, I don't need a man. Your very existence is us. Your job that you covet, man, your idea of success, men gave it to you. So it's like blasphemous for women to even say that crap. And but I'll let.
Hey. Where's the lies? Show me where there was a lie. Please. Have these conversations and like the disconnect be so apparent. Like, and I know exactly what I get it, but we're not listening to each other.
And it's a day. And finally,
I mean, what else is there?
A lot's been said, a lot of lies been told. To say any woman who says I don't need a man, she lied to her goddamn self. But we all know women rather hear a lie than hear the truth. That's just women. That's most women. It's a lot of women up here. So with that being said, you want a man, but you don't need a man. Now, you need a man, that's why you want one. That's why you want one, because you know you need one. You know how you move and operate wouldn't be right without you. Yeah, you can say you could go get a pistol, but if that man got the drop on you, ain't nothing you could do. Now you hoping that male cop comes and does his job as a man. You ain't gonna want no woman firefighter to try to carry your heavy ass about the burning building. You're not gonna want that, because it's gonna take about 4 of y'all to carry one of these big heifers, because they not small no more. Y'all built big. So you're not gonna want no woman trying to drag ass out of fire. You don't want no man as an EMS that he might have to do chest compressions on you multiple times, then find a way to lift you up on that gurney. Yeah, you're not gonna want a woman to do that, because she can't afford to do it. She can't. They can't lift them. They can't do nothing with them. So you need a man, whether you want to accept it, admit it or not. We was in some conversations earlier talking about blue pills and shit like that. Somebody said they're gonna place it in the food in order to get that man's erection. God damn it, that's crazy, but she realized she don't want that goddamn plant.
Missed that.
Shit. She rather poison her goddamn husband in order to get that erection.
Mistaken.
She need that man. I'm just saying. So these are the type of conversations we listen to up here, and people are just lying. And then stand with this bullshit ass nervous laugh and bullshit. You know you lying too. Because you got a man checking in on you on a regular basis. That's the thing you want. You want a man. You don't want no. Look, your girlfriend's checking on you all the time. But the sound of a man with a goddamn deep voice. Hey, baby, how you doing? Is everything good?
Sexy one with a
You
good
anything over there? Oh shit! That Rose ain't gonna be charged up long enough before you start hitting that thing hard. After that man hangs up with you. Hey, I was wondering if you could come by and check on some things. I thought I heard a noise in the backyard. I bet you did. Yeah, you need that man to come through.
Why can't we just meet each other?
Make sure. No.
We can.
I didn't interrupt nobody. I was respectful. I sat back for a long time and let the lies flow. Now let me lie. Is that okay? Let me get my lie off. I want to lie too. Like y'all lying. Can I lie too? Thank you. I appreciate y'all letting me lie just like y'all was lying. We're going to lie together. God damn it. As a man, I'm not going to sit there and say I don't need a woman. I tell you the minute I have no problem, I need my wife. I need it for many things. I'm not going to go into all these details on why I need my wife knows, and that's all that matters. It's not for me to tell everybody why I need her. I need her. She does a lot of things for me that I couldn't imagine. She puts up with me. That alone, let me know I need her. A person of the opposite sex puts up with me, yeah, I ain't the easy person to get along. I'll be the first one to tell you. I'm hard to deal with sometimes. But for majority of the time, I'm good. But when I ain't, she's still there. She sticks with me. You know what I'm saying? She makes sure I'm fed, get my nourishment. She makes sure I'm good. When I need that softer side, when I got to deal with my daughter, or my granddaughter, my son, certain other people, yeah, you can't talk to them like that. You can't do them like that. And she reminds me. She ain't got to say shit. I just look at she remind me. Yeah, I got to be a little more soft. I got to be a little ease. I can't always come aggressively. And I could agree with that. And it's just a friendly reminder for me. I ain't got no problem with admitting that. That's some of the things she does, amongst other things. So to sit there and say, men, we don't need, yeah, some of y'all know y'all need women more than us. Now, we might not have the privileges of people. You may not be able to get a woman, or a woman may not get a man. Well, just you got to look at yourself in the mirror and figure out why you didn't get no man.
Yo, I love the conversation. I do. I'm not mad at them at all. I think the problem here is when it comes down to it, there's a lot of emotional damage. A lot of people done got hurt. We was outside in the street playing the game. We got burnt. We lost the game. We try and hit reset. But you don't want to take accountability for why you are in the positions that you were in. We both need each other. That's the bottom line to all this shit. So y'all can stop capping and act like we don't. Get some help and some therapy, and we'll be all right.
Welcome aboard the flight. This is pilot who shies to talking. We going back to Memphis and coming straight from New Orleans. The estimated time of arrival is about an hour, and I can turn your ghost if you try and play with my power. So when you look up and see the sun flashing, stay in your seat. If the flight attendant say you making trouble, then we got beef. The turbulence might get rocky. You better not spill your food. This is bread and plain if you get it messy.